Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Back with another play ratings. Tottenham 5 and MURA 1. You know what, I'm just happy to be finally talking about a win. That's pretty much all I care about, is just talking about a win. So we can feel a little bit more positive. Not much, but slightly. And then we'll see if it carries on the weekend. But anyways, we talk about the first half. The first half was probably like the best we played in quite a long time. Obviously the opposition, it wasn't the greatest, but you can only beat who's in front of you, you know what I mean? So first half I was impressed with. We would go score 2 early goals, and we could have scored probably more goals than that, but you say 2-0 going to half time is it's a good result. We didn't start as well as we did for the first half, so it was kind of disappointed about that. I don't know what the issue was there. It's probably, I don't even know what the issue was. I don't know what happened. We just sort of went sloppy a bit, and then we got around to like 60 minutes, and then Nuno decided to bring on Kane, Son and MURA, which definitely changed the game and gave Tottenham back the momentum of the actual like game, and that gained more control. But to be fair though, the only reason MURA scored was because he scored that unstoppable goal. Like, I still don't know how he did that. Like, a volley, just standing still. It was kind of, it was an insane goal. So that's the only reason they scored. It wasn't like they broke us down or anything, you know. We did defend in a corner, went to one of their players on the edge of our box, and, you know, they just scored from that. So it wasn't like we were performing, you know, badly. It was just a bit sloppy at times. What's there to complain about when you come out on winners with 5-1? And obviously people talk about the opposition stuff. I'm just like, yeah, but you can only beat who's in front of you, like, you know. Anyways, let's just get straight into the play ratings. So starting off with Blayney in goal, I actually gave him a 7. Obviously to be fair, he didn't really have much to do. He wasn't really that tested with the goal. He couldn't do anything about it, so you can't really mark him down for that. It was just an incredible goal, which was, you know, just unstoppable. But everything else, like, he commanded his box very well. His distribution was spot on. He like saved when he needed to, and they weren't like marvelous save because it didn't need to be, but he did the basics well. So I couldn't really give any higher than a 7, but, you know, another impressive performance from Blayney. To Romero, I gave him an 8, and I feel like that whole performance just shows that he needs to be performing more in the Premier League, and he's probably like our best centre back. Like, I can, like, along with Rodon, I'll mention Rodon like afterwards, but he's definitely the best. And I know, again, the opposition and stuff, but you know, I'm giving credit for his performance, so I gave him an 8. I feel like he defended really well. Like, nothing really got past him. He was making like well, there was one challenge that he made and it ended up in a goal kick, so, you know, you can't really. And he was performing really well. Like, I didn't really test Blayney too much, and we weren't really tested defensively that much. Along with Rodon as well. Obviously there was that one moment when he carried the ball out into like the midfield and he sort of, you know, lost it. That could have ended in mistake, but luckily that didn't cost us. So that was the only kind of thing that I feel like Rodon did wrong, but it wasn't really that a big thing, you know what I mean? So I both gave Romero and Rodon 8s. I feel like they did really defend really well, and I like their partnership. I don't know about what you guys think, but I really do like the partnership. I feel like them as a pairing is probably the best option for our centre backs, and I just hope Nuno saw that. I just really do hope Nuno saw that that is the pairing that we should be going with the Premier League. Obviously Diaz played well, Sanchez has played well, but Romero and Rodon, that's probably like one of the best defensive displays. And again, I mentioned opposition, but from this performance, they performed well together. So, and I'm actually really happy. I was predicted that in my lineup, but I was really happy to see them as the centre back pairing. So yeah, they hardly made any mistakes. Rodon one sort of mistake, which didn't really cost us, and yeah, nothing really much got past them. You know, they were really defended how they needed to. Again, they did the basics really, really well. But yeah, so 8's all round for them. Okay, let's move on to Doherty, shall we? Okay, now I gave Doherty a 4. Now, with Doherty, you know, it's really, really hard, because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give him a season. I'll give him a season, and then I will like see how I feel about him towards the end. But it's starting to get to the point where I'm like, I really, really don't know how I can give him the whole season from just his performance alone. There were like a few moments in there where he did some things, but for the majority of the game it's really, really frustrating. The constant sideways passing, backwards passing, no crosses into the box. So I'm just struggling to see what he offers the team going forward and what he does defensively, because every time like MURA would come onto us, it'd always be down Doherty's side, and either like they run past him or they're just like there and he's nowhere to be seen. So I don't know, but from Doherty's point of view, he needs to up his performance if he's going to play. I can't see him playing in the Premier League unless there's like unless there's injuries. So it's like last case scenario, but I just can't see him in the Premier League. Conference League, so iffy. But these kind of games, I don't mind. Just like, obviously it's frustrating to watch, but when the opposition is not as strong as we're meant to be, you know what I mean, then it's okay-ish. But yeah, I know he hasn't played much and he's probably lacking confidence, and he's probably like, oh, hasn't much game time. But even then, I just get so fed up of watching it. And it hasn't improved. It hasn't improved from his last performance. And I don't know what it is with Doherty, because he used to play so well for Wolves, and now it's all of a sudden it's like with the whole like Delhi situation, when like Mourinho was like, are you playing or is your brother playing? I feel like Doherty's got like a twin brother or something, and he's just taken his place. The things he did well, I mean, he had a header which should have been on target. He headed it over. He put it across for like past a Delhi. There's just like there's like moments, but they're not like massive things, you know. Like if he scored, imagine if Doherty scored last night. Imagine. I'm not expecting him to score goals and assists like every single game, but at least offer something to the team, because I feel like the whole game he was just a passenger. Moving on to Reguilón, I gave him a 7, a complete different performance between him and Doherty. Reguilón showed you how you offer things going forward and also defensively. So going forward, I feel like he was involved really, like quite a lot, and he had a few shots. Really unlucky not to get another goal, but defensively he was solid. It was a much better improved performance by Reguilón, because his most recent performances haven't been at his best, but this was much, much improved. Moving on to Skip, I gave Skip a 9. I feel like he just went back to, you know, himself, winning the ball back, making those tackles in the midfield, and like starting attacks and stuff. And I feel like he was like really, really good. And I think like his performances just keep getting better and better and better. And he deserves to start against Aston Villa. I feel like he proved that he needs to start against Aston Villa. Yeah, and he even proved even more when like Son and Kane and MURA came on. And he was, you know, involved in attacks, and just getting the ball forward is all we needed from Skip, and he just did that well. And also like going like defending, he was super good at like winning the ball back and breaking up play. And moving on to Delhi. Now, Delhi's an interesting one. I gave him a 6. Obviously he won the penalty running into the box, so that was good on his part, you know, making late runs. So he scored the pen, which was within like the first 4 minutes, which was really, really good. Getting an early goal, I feel like we settled some nerves and we could, you know, just play our game. And I feel like with Dele, he was trying. There were times where he would, you know, skill, and then towards that, but it wouldn't come off. I feel like that probably could be frustrating. I found it quite, because he's showing he's got confidence, you know what I mean? So I was happy with Dele's performance. I feel like in the second half it sort of like dropped off, which is why he got subbed. But I feel like with Dele, he's putting like 100% effort in. They had another shot which was saved well by their goalie, so he could have had more goals. I feel like it wasn't his best performance, I'll admit that, but it was a bit improved on his Arsenal performance. On 2 Winks, I also gave him a 6. Obviously he did get an assist for Lo Celso's goal. It was, you know, his passing forward. I feel like he's always performed well in the Conference League. So his performance in the Conference League have never been an issue. It's just when he gets to like the Premier League and it's a bit, he just can't up his game. And maybe he's just not good enough. But Winks, I feel like he had a good game. He did. Obviously there wasn't really much passing backwards as like normally is, or sideways. So his passing forwards. I feel like he's pretty much involved in most things. That was good for Tottenham. So give him credit for that. Maybe that he just needs to show these performances when he plays in the Premier League, which I don't think will be too often. But I think he needs to show his level of performance every single game he plays, just to be within a chance of getting into like the first 11, or at least being on the bench or whatever. Moving on to Lo Celso, who was my man of the match other than Kane. Obviously Kane came on and whatever, and I'll talk about it. But it was between him and Kane. But I had to go for Lo Celso just for like the whole, because he played the whole 90 minutes. And I gave him a 10, getting a goal and assist. And Lo Celso doesn't score often, so I was like super happy when he got a little slip early on as well. It was a good like touch and a shot, and I wasn't expecting it. I was shocked. I was shocked that he scored, and I was just like, oh my god. But if he could do that more often, then I feel like our performances in the Premier League will definitely improve, and I feel like he's definitely earned his place for the Aston Villa game in the starting 11. I feel like he has to start now. He has to. The performance he put in, he deserves a start, and I want to see him start. And we found a new position that works for him. Was it like the number 10? He performs really, really well there, so I feel like he has to play in that position from now on. No, not a 6 or an 8, just put him in that number 10 position. I feel like Lo Celso is really underrated. I do. I feel like people forget how good he was under that Mourinho period where everyone, like, loads of injuries and stuff. Like, he had his injuries last season, so it was sort of stop-start with him. But I feel like now that we've seen his performance, we know he can do it. Then he can, like, just crack on and keep putting in his performances. And our situation in the Premier League, and then it will improve. And what an assist for Kane's goal, though. Moving on to Hill, I gave him a 7. I feel like there were some good things in there, some not so good things in there, but he's still young, so he's got, you know, and you know, he was doing his skills, and going forward he was amazing. Obviously he could have scored a goal. I feel like with Hill he's been so unlucky in like certain situations in games where the goalie's just made an amazing save and he hasn't been able to get that first goal. But I feel like once he gets that first goal, he's going to be flying. But he played really, really well. Now, the negative things, he was just balls out of play, passing not too accurate. But yeah, that was mostly it. And then he'll get past the ball and it'll like bounce off him and it will go out of play. But that was only like small minor things in his performance. I feel like he was really unlucky to come off when he did. I feel like he probably deserved the 90 minutes, but I feel like hopefully that he got taken off. That means he might have a chance to start against Aston Villa. Okay, so we're going to move into the last player of the starting 11, which was Scarlett. I gave him a 6. Obviously he's still only 17, so he's like super young still, so he's still got time. And I also felt really sorry for him when he had to come off. When he did, I was really hoping that he would get his first goal, or first senior goal for Tottenham. Didn't come, But to be fair, he didn't really get the service as much as he should have. I feel like he was making really intelligent runs and his movement was really, really good on and off the ball, and he like some of the things he was doing was like amazing. So I do feel like he was a bit unlucky that other players weren't able to find him in order for him to, you know, get that first goal. But I was happy with Scarlett. I feel like he put 100% effort in, and it's not his fault that he didn't get on the score sheet. And he might feel bad about that, but I don't think it wasn't his fault because they weren't really finding him. But I still feel like he's got to develop and improve and stuff. So it's probably too soon for him to be like put in his like, because some people, I don't know why, want Kane to be dropped and then Scarlett to play, and I feel like he's not ready for that sort of responsibility. But in the Conference League, if he can keep, you know, improving on his performances and putting in the level of commitment and effort that he did last night, then he's gonna be amazing. So moving on to the subs, I'm gonna start with Kane, hat-trick. I gave him a 10. I don't care. Like, you come on as a sub and you, like, in half an hour you get a hat-trick, you get a 10, you know what I mean? Obviously his movement was immense, his finishing was immense, clinical at his finest, like, can't fault his performance whatsoever. And I was just super happy that he got back on the score sheet, because obviously he hasn't scored in the Premier League yet, so that's probably, and the Arsenal game probably affected him as well. But I'm just super happy that he was able to get a hat-trick, and hopefully that will give him confidence and make him feel better going into the Aston Villa game. But yeah, there isn't really much to say about Kane other than hat-trick. He was linking up well with Son and like MURA, and like when he came on, like the whole game was like flipped and we like really upped our levels. So I was super happy with Kane, so that's why I gave him a 10. Now moving on to Son, who I gave a 9. He got an assist for Kane with a lovely pass through the 6-yard box. He was running. You know, Sonny, he likes his running. He was like involved with like all these hacks, and like loads of good things were coming from him, and his pace definitely helped. And I feel like the whole game just completely changed when all those subs came on. Well, Kane, Son, Lucas. And like the midfield and attack just sort of flowed a bit better, and yeah, there's just a lot of good things coming through Son. I feel like he's getting back to like his best, slowly but surely after his like injury. But yeah, I was super happy with Sonny. On to Lucas, I gave him an 8. He also got an assist. I feel like his passing was immense, like when he came on. I don't know about anyone else, but has anybody else seen him pass like that? I don't know. I just feel like for this game it was just really spot on, and that assist was great for Kane's goal. But yeah, I was super happy because, you know, he also completely changed the game when he came on. Yeah, so I feel like Lucas has, maybe he's potentially will start against Aston Villa. I don't know. Højbjerg, who also came on for Regulon a while later, I gave him a 7. Obviously he like he went into Skip's role and basically carried on what Skip was doing for like for the rest of the game. He helped control that midfield really, really well, and then we weren't really tested towards the end of the game, like half an hour. It was mostly able to come in from Tottenham, so that was super, super impressive to see. Højbjerg put in a better performance than he did against Arsenal, and yeah, so I was happy with Højbjerg. So yeah, 7. Just quickly move into Nuno. For this game, I'm going to give Nuno a 9. I am. I feel like he's got the tactics from the start spot on, like just attack and go for it, which is what we did, getting 2 early goals. And the first half went smoothly, like we were in control of the tie and stuff, or the game or whatever. And I have to say his starting 11 was right, and we were performing, and it was a really, really good performance. The only thing that I'd mark Nuno down on, and it's not only partly his fault, not all his fault, partly players' fault, but partly Nuno's fault, how we came out with into the second half, with the way we were like just a bit sloppy, and we sort of, our performance levels dropped. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's partly Nuno's fault, but partly also the players' fault, because they're the ones who are playing. But obviously only Nuno will know why that is, and he will be able to sort it out with like training and stuff and figure out what exactly the issue was. Around the 60-minute mark, making no subs, he did the right thing. The players coming on just completely changed the game and definitely, you know, got us that win. But, you know, you can't say that the only reason we won is because we brought those players on, because if Nuno didn't make any subs and we managed to get over the line, then I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. So, I don't know. But I'm not like worried because he had to bring those players on. I just think it's just one of those things that happened. It happened, move on. Like, it just accept that we won 5-1. You can't complain about a 5-1. And I feel like with Nuno, he definitely made the right decisions. And even though people be like, oh, he shouldn't have had to, and yeah, he shouldn't have had to, but at the time we were winning. And the only reason that MURA got back into the game was because of that goal, which was really, really unstoppable. And it was like, there was no like if Goodini was able to save that, then I don't even know. I don't think any goalie would have been able to save that. So I feel like them scoring that wasn't down to Nuno or the sort of the players, because it was a corner, they headed it clear, and it was just one of those goals that, you know, whatever. But yeah, so I feel like with Nuno, this performance would have made him feel slightly better, like not a lot because of our Premier League form at the moment, but definitely needed it. Definitely needed a positive result going into the Aston Villa game. That was super, super important. So that's also why I'm sort of like, you know, we needed this win. Like, yes, so we have to bring on Kane and that, but whatever. Everything's all sunshine and rainbows. Like, obviously we still need to improve a lot, and there's a lot to do, and there's a lot to process, and there's a lot just to, you know. And I feel like what Dele was saying with his post-match interview is basically what I've been saying since the Crystal Palace game. Basically, we're saying the same thing. So I don't know. But yeah, there we have, guys. Those are my player ratings. Be sure to let me know your player ratings down below in the comments down below. Really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will be back with another video tomorrow, which will be my Prickly lineup, and then on Sunday, Aston Villa live watch along, and then the Monday, the player ratings. So you're basically getting one video every day. So I hope you're looking forward to that, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye, guys.